Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot coming at you with the weekly comic book roundup. We're actually in the home stretch, as I mentioned in the first video. Short, small, not a huge haul this week. So, anyways, let's get started with Batgirls number 13. Where we left off in the Batgirls annual, which I believe was released last week, Cass and Steph had swapped bodies. They'd also discovered that the League of Assassins was in Gotham. And both Cass and Steph were kidnapped. Well, Steph and Cass's body was kidnapped by Lady Shiva, while Cass and Steph's body was kidnapped by, apparently, Steph's father, Cluemaster, who, as far as everyone knows, is dead. Batgirl had been, Barbara Oracle had been informed of what happened, the body swap, and went to Wayne Manor in the hopes of maybe finding something in Bruce's library that might help. So we begin with Steph and Cass's body having dinner with Lady Shiva. Cass tries to make it clear that, you know, Steph tries to do her best to be Cass, but, well, she just sees through it and immediately asks where Cass is. This leads to a fight between Cass and Steph, or between Cass and Steph and Cass's body against Lady Shiva. Oracle does find some useful information, and Bruce has also called in a friend to help, Zatanna. It's laundry day, so Z shows up in her classic costume. Luckily, fishnets can never go out of style. The fight with Shiva, it's surprisingly, while Steph and Cass's body does end up with Shiva holding a knife to her throat, she's able to explain what's happened. While Cluemaster arrives at his place outside of Gotham with Stephanie. But first off, we learn that when it comes to the story of the mysterious coin that granted the wish, well, one, it turns out that Wayne Manor, like many old rich people houses of the time it was built, has a seance room. Zatanna is able to get a little bit of information about the spell, and Barbara is able to find a psychic and a potential psychic that might be the psychic involved. Steph, in Cass's body, explains to Shiva that, basically talks up Cass. Not exaggerating, but it's a moment of Shiva admits that she loves Cass, and she doesn't she doesn't like the distance between the two of them. Um, so it turns out that the fortune teller in question is in fact Madame Zodiac. And the coin in question has a 24-hour duration. It wears off around the time that shortly after Shiva and Steph have finished their conversation. And since Cass knows what's going on, what's happened to Steph, well, yeah, she suits up promptly and Cluemaster explains that he was dead, and in fact still has a scar, a rather nasty scar, around his neck. And that is where the issue ends. This definitely getting interesting. Last arc did kind of hint that the Riddler hinted that perhaps Cluemaster actually wasn't dead after all, but yeah. So at the moment, it seems he is in the land of the living at least, like I said, for the moment. Moving on to our next book, we've got Batman Incorporated number 3. Where we left off, Ghostmaker and the rest of Batman Incorporated were attempting to save the handful of teachers that Ghostmaker had, as someone is targeting them. However, while attempting to save Sky Spider, Clown Hunter was taken prisoner by the person killing Ghostmaker's old teachers, who claims to have been Ghostmaker's initial sidekick. In Shanghai, Ghostmaker makes a point of getting a physician to see Sky Spider, and he berates Batman in China for not arriving fast enough. The assassin claims to be Phantom One, again, like I said, Ghostmaker's former sidekick, and took Clown Hunter hostage prisoner to, potentially speaking, save Clown Hunter. But we get Phantom One's origin. His parents were rich, bored, and they decided, why not be criminals? They attacked other rich people and killed a few at one point, but Ghostmaker arrived and killed them in return. As Phantom One's mother lay dying, though, she asked who was going to take care of their son. And so, Ghostmaker did so, adopting him and training him. Trying to make him, turn him into his sidekick. But apparently this was around the time, shortly after the death of Jason Todd, so it was basically Ghostmaker trying to make a better Robin. If for no other reason the show that he could. But it looks like at one point they fought Captain Cold, but during one point they were out together. Phantom One was injured in an explosion, and Ghostmaker simply left him. And that's what Phantom One is trying to save Clown Hunter from. But and then states that so he's to make sure he's getting rid of Ghostmaker's teachers because, well, their continued existence is a slap in the face of Ghostmaker's whole uh, mission, as it were. But Kleiner says they changed. Most of them. It seems that they saw what it was they were all the harm they were doing and opted not to continue doing harm. But and another one has been taken out by an operative of Phantom 1. Meanwhile, God, I can't remember these guys' names of these guys. I think it's Night Ranger. He he's starting to think maybe it's Ghostmaker's actually doing the killings, even though it's not the case. And the suggestion is made to maybe bring in Batman. But back in Shanghai, Ghostmaker's trying to find Clown Hunter, and however, Phantom 1 has brought Clown Hunter to their destination. They stating, two choices. We can part ways here, go on about our lives, or Clown Hunter could come with him. Then they can take down Ghostmaker together. And that is where the issue ends. I'm liking this introductory arc to Batman Incorporated. I didn't read the previous Batman Incorporated arc run from I believe it was the Grant Morrison era. It was a time when I wasn't really plugged in, so. Also, I may. Oh no! I didn't. It was after Bruce's return. So, but yeah. Either way, I wasn't plugged into comics at the time because money's a thing. And yeah. Moving on, however, to our next book, we've got I Am Batman number 16. So this is the start of a new arc. Does not bleed. No carryover from the previous one. But Batman, Jace Fox, defeated Sinestro, and then helped the JSA, the Titans, and John Kent's fledgling Justice League save the day at the Hall of Justice during Dark Crisis. So we open. The narration states that life is random. Go online, you read a story about some guy who hits the Powerball for like $1 billion. Then you read another story about some guy's car jumps the curb, and he gets killed in a freak accident. Good, bad, one or the other, it's never you. Until it is. But while this narration goes on, a man is shot and killed. Turns out the man was the Fox family's executive assistant. But Lucius comes up, and they discuss everything. Jace's mom kind of feels responsible. And in fact, so does Jace. Jace even started to wonder if maybe someone figured out that he's Batman. He's been slipping. But he's talking with his sister Tiffany about things, including there was a recent incident, as it were. A guy getting beat up by someone in a mask. Apparently, Tiff knows that her brother's Batman. Now, it should be noted in a story from Batman Black and White 2 years ago, I believe, we saw Tiff and Jace working together. Not Batman and Robin so much as I think she was calling herself the Cavalry. Or, but yeah, get another bit of narration about how life is random. Young girl gets off work. Apparently, she had to skip seeing her mom. Had a project meeting at work, and while seemingly at work, getting ready for the project meeting, a mass shooting occurs. She calls her mom back to could be the last thing she ever does for us, But the gunman finds her, and his rifle's empty. Cops show up. He points the rifle at them. Batman swoops in and to stop him. But the gunman ends up taking his life. Batman and Detective Chubb discuss the entire thing. Apparently, the guy was radicalized in the comfort of his own home. Stated from what they saw of his social history, talked to message boards and DMs or what happened. Got radical, and yeah. Apparently, the shooter's agenda was usual: hate the government, the world's against me, kind of thing. Elsewhere, the foxes are talking, and apparently there's a big secret that Lucius is keeping. Batman and Vol meet up, and Vol's found tenuous links that maybe Ethan's murder and the mass shooting weren't as random as as Jace thinks. Ethan being the executive assistant for the family, and the shooting occurring at a Foxtech, at a startup that was funded through a Foxtech incubator. Vol suggests that perhaps someone figured out that Jace is Batman. Young girl is being held, young woman is being held prisoner, but at least being kept hydrated. Jace goes to talk to Hadia and confesses his feelings for her, but it's a little more than she can really process at the moment. Things just aren't. She's just not in the right place for that to deal with all that at the moment. Lucius and Jace have a chat about Jace's Jace worrying that maybe someone's figured out he's Batman. But Lucius lets slip that Lucius worried for Batman and Jace being Batman. Those aren't the only secrets the family has. However, there's a live stream from the leader of the Moral Authority, the terror cell that Jace has butted heads with a few times, intending to they say that they intend to kill Jace's mother. However, Mrs. Fox is right there. Apparently, Jace is not, or is basically a legitimized, illegitimate child. And that is where the issue ends. Okay, that was definitely not something I expected to happen in over the course of things. I know that I Am Batman is, if I remember correctly, I Am Batman is actually moving towards its series finale next few months, I believe. So let's see how everything plays out there. Now, our next book, we're not really going to be going over as much because there's not much to go over, but Harley Quinn Uncovered. This is just a one-shot. It features it collects various Harley Quinn variant covers with a little bit of commentary, with some occasional commentary from Harley herself, such as the Harley Quinn number 7, 1 in 25, 1 in 25 variant from Fear State, a wanted poster. She says that of all the wanted posters she's been a part of in her life, this is the second or third most flattering. Then a lot of these are. I actually really like the fact that this is showing off some of the higher incentive covers, as well as some of the additional 30th anniversary special covers, including one by David Nakayama and one by Adam Hughes. Yeah, a lot of these are the as well as the Amanda Connor 30th anniversary special variant. Looks like we've also got some of the well, no, because I'm not sure these are incentive variants or what, but these weren't ones that I picked up. So, get some little bit of commentary about her having celebrated her 30th anniversary, and well, that apparently, according to Harley, at 30 it all starts falling apart. So she's been extra diligent with healthy lifestyle choices and fitness routines. But and we've also got some of just the regular non-incentive variants from the current Harley Quinn series. I think it's actually the last few. And perhaps an upcoming one. But yeah, there are some fun variants amongst these. And finally, we get the various homage variants with a little bit of commentary that no, she's tried to tell DC time and again she's a solo act, but on occasion she does have to help struggling characters like Batman fulfill her contractual obligations to promote her brilliant blockbuster films. But it's got all of the Harley Quinn homage covers from I think it was this past August and September, including a redone version of Batman number 1. I'm not sure which issue it was of Batman that introduced Robin, but that. Same with Batgirl, I think, or maybe it was Batwoman. Killing Joke, Dark Knight Returns, Batman 627, and ending with the with one of the let's say non-incentive variants. It's a fun little one shot, and to be fair, I was pretty much sold on it just from the cover, with making for another homage. I can't remember the exact issue number from Christ on Infinite Earths, but it just show she's trying to get Serena to give her a little bit of mouth to mouth. Yeah, fun stuff, and it's nice. It's nice to see some of the variant covers that I was unable to get. Moving on, however, to our next book, we've got Danger Street, #1. From the same creative team as last year's Rorschach miniseries from DC Black Label. So this is an odd one. Handful of stories that kind of converge near the end. Bunch of kids heading out to a quarry to go four-wheeling. Cop sees them, pulls them over. None of them have licenses, and it's kind of a, you don't need a license to ride a four-wheeler when they're going to go four-wheeling, but to get there you do. So she makes a deal. She'll escort them there. We got the Creeper showing up, and Jack Ryder, the Creeper's alter ego, has an interview with a news channel. Think of the Creeper as being kind of, or not the Creeper, but Jack Ryder's kind of a less batshit crazy version of Alex Jones, kind of. I always kind of feel like Jack Ryder and Vic Sage would either get along perfectly and fuel each other's conspiratorial thoughts, or they'd hate each other. Then Warlord and Starman are also talking with Warlord. Kind of want to not do the whole Warlord thing. And they're joined by Metamorpho, Rex Mason. We have a brief interlude on the fourth work on what appears to be New Genesis. But Warlord, Starman, and Rex Mason, well, their paths cross with the with the Dingbats of Danger Street. And for whatever reason, Starman has the helm of Naboo. Jack Ryder does his bit, but ends up leaving. It seems like though he may have gotten the job. Got some cops playing cards. Some flashes of a dead woman surrounded by playing cards. But the Rex Mason, Starman, and Warlord set up the helm, and Warlord tells Starman to say the words. However, one of the dingbats of Danger Street, feeling well, gets off the four-wheeler to to puke and kind of get everything, get his head back on straight. The Creeper then goes out. The words are said, and a warrior of the Fourth World steps through the portal created by the helm, stating that the sky is falling. So the Dingbat of Danger Street heads towards the light, and the person is shouting. And Starman accidentally blast the kid with an energy blast. The Creeper, however, is being hired by a quartet of young businessmen to take out the outsiders. And the Dingbats of Danger Street, they call their friend in law enforcement, explain what's happened. All while apparently someone puts on the mask of the Manhunter. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting. I didn't. I had been hearing about this book for a little while. I didn't realize. I thought it was kind of just going to be, this weird fantasy comic under DC Black Label, but it's actually connected to DC characters, so all the better. Anyway, moving on to our last book for the week, we've got Planet Hulk Worldbreaker, number 2. Where we left off, Amadeus, 1,000 years in the future, Amadeus Cho is on Sakaar. Bruce is there too, as well, but just in hiding. And Amadeus' granddaughter and grandson have been accosted by a cult that has sprung up that is that has quite a bit of sway over the populace and isn't too fond of Hulks. And Cho's grandson has been taken prisoner. His granddaughter has recruited Cho to help free him, but their initial attack upon the fortress which he's being held in doesn't work out so well, and therefore they're forced to make a strategic withdrawal. But they at least know that he's okay. Cho and his granddaughter continue on through Sakaar, eventually coming upon the hovel that Bruce Banner lives in. Seeing pictures of Sierra, the Green Scar's late queen, as well as Korg, his greatest ally, and the Jen, She-Hulk, who negotiated the peace treaty between Imperiums at one point. But Cho's granddaughter tries to plead her case to Banner, and he's just, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to break the world anymore. And so she suggests she'll find She-Hulk. But Bruce gets mad enough to Hulk out and then just kind of walks into a pool of lava. Turns out, though, that She-Hulk seems to be powering the Sky City. Seemingly trapped in a throne with... and it appears to be siphoning energy from her. That is where the issue ends. I'm liking Worldbreaker so far. Planet Hulk is, in all honesty, my favorite Hulk story. So, and as much as I'm digging the current Hulk run, it's enjoyable, but it's not Planet Hulk. I mean, the current arc is Hulk Planet, but well, yeah. Anyway, that is going to do it for this week. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.